Card players, what is Gucci in the booty? I am Wolfgang, 1/4 of Team Starwind, and we're back with another duel video. This is a ferocious battle between myself and Negative, who is on the left. And right away, I just want to apologize for any cards that are cut off. As you can see, my deck is like 30% showing. We're in a different location right now just for this one video, so you won't have to worry about it in the future. But I didn't get the right angle that I wanted or that I should have, so some cards and stuff will be cut off. Just want to apologize for that ahead of time. But with that being said and out of the way, Negative is using a fire water deck that he had just put together, and with that he summons a turn 1 Larsa, which I don't really like that card all too crazy. But you know, to each his own. It just becomes a target, and it's Minwoo in a forward, which is awesome. Like, I love Minwoo, but I'd rather have Minwoo the backup, not the forward. It's just, I don't like cards that can get blown up. I don't want my effect to get blown up, basically. It's just too much of a target. But yeah, so I'm using a fire earth deck, as you guys can see, called Dirt Cheap. And I love this deck. It's awesome, so much fun to use. But it looks like I didn't have the greatest first hand, and it looks like my second hand that I drew, my mulligan, wasn't that great either, because I'm playing a 3-drop backup. But it was a Black Waltz that was going to kill his Larsa, but he decided to use 2 Belias to save it and kind of empty out his hand. So we kind of still won with that, even though he still kept his Larsa, and we're gonna eat this point of damage. I'll take, you know, the loss of cards from hand. I'll definitely take 2 Belias. The reason why I wanted to, I was so ready, I guess the word I'm looking for, to play this deck is because I wanted to run a fire deck. I wanted to run Belias. You guys have heard me talk about it before. Like, that is like my favorite fire summon of all time. And I think just activate. I just feel pro activating Belias. Like, oh, Belias, haste, first strike, plus 1,000, draw a card. Like, it just seems like, I don't know, just so crazy in a 2-cost effect. But yeah, so looks like I'm just getting my backups going on, trying to do a little bit of backup ramping, and it looks like Negative is doing the exact opposite and getting his forwards going on. So his turn 2 play consists of a Steiner, which he had to dump 3 for, which isn't the greatest. Ooh, and I run into another Black Waltz. Nice. Which 3 and 3, 6. He doesn't have any boost. Yeah, so he's a 6. So we're able to kill his Steiner, which is awesome. Perfect. Especially because I didn't want to run into that Black Wall. You never want to draw a Black Wall. You never want to draw 2, assuming that you're only running 2. You want to see 1 and then let the rest come off the EX burst. But okay, looks like I'm still just, looks like I got no forwards to play in the current moment. Still playing my backups, and I'm just gonna eat this next point of damage. And it's a Shantado, which hurts. You never ever want to see a Tato go in the damage zone. Hurts, man. Pretty painful, but I run 2 in this deck, so it's not the worst. But now at least I know my odds of drawing it are a lot lower than what they could have been. But so I'm tap 4. Okay, so playing Yang, and I don't have an Ursula. That hurts just as well. Yeah, this hand is definitely not the greatest hand, but at least we have a forward on board. We have 3 backups. Yang's in 9,000, and he plays Black Waltz. I have okay, yeah, so I think I had 5. I think he thought it was gonna deal 8, but he didn't realize that the end of cross was there. No, he knew it was going to deal 8. He thought it was going to kill him, but he didn't realize that the inner cross was there. So Yang still has 1,000 left. So he decides to swing with the Larsa. I will not block because, well, you know, you don't want to have a 2-drop kill a 4-drop. So we just take the 4th. That Larsa has gotten 4 points of damage for him. I know I don't like the card, and I was talking trash about it, but it's got its value. He's got that Larsa. Oh, shout out to Larsa, another one. That Larsa has gotten its full value. It's definitely done its job. So if it was to go now, like, it would be no skin off of his back. Honestly, at least that's how I would feel about the situation. But let's see what happens. We dump a red mage. We dump a red mage to play Vivi. Interesting. I wonder why. I must have some kind of a summon or something. Or I must have too many cards in here. That's also possible. Why I just wouldn't tap to play the Vivi. But he swings with the Larsa. He plays Astro, swings with the Larsa, and wow, look at that. I'm seeing triplets right now. Larsa in the grave, Larsa on board, and Larsa in the damage zone. But yeah, so he swings with the Larsa, and I just crack off the Vivi to kill it, and he passes. Now it looks like it might be my turn to be able to swing through for a point of damage, unless he has some funny money stuff going on. But let's see what happens. Hopefully I just attack and don't summon, but oh, Krill? No. Ursula, swing, you Yang. I guess that made him extra 2,000 stronger, but that was, you know, you never want to. That was a bad play on my part, just because you never want to summon, or yeah, summon before you swing. But you know, it is what it is. And he drops Artie for 4. Artie for, okay, he decides to keep 1. So Artie for 3. Like, I love that card, dude. I told you guys, every water deck I play, minimum one Artie. Every water deck, just because when your hand is trash and you want to get that nice little rejuvenation or possible rejuvenation, get rid of those, especially if you run cards that shuffle so they're not stuck at the bottom of your deck. Like, dude, Artie is just phenomenal. But he passes, and now we have officially caught up, because since he hasn't played any forwards, our board's looking good. I've got 2 10Ks on the board, 3 backups. We're doing okay right now. We're doing okay. The thing about this deck, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 cards in here. The thing about this deck is it's called dirt cheap because you mostly play 2 drops. But the problem is, if they're not doing anything, the problem is that most of the 2 drops are duplicates. So if you already have it on the board, you can't really play it again. And so if they're not doing anything to cause you to activate any effects or abilities or something, you're just stuck with these cards in your hand. So you have to dump them. And with this deck, look, I jumped 2 Yangs, which is 2 bullets, which I don't know if I should have done that. Not the greatest idea. I must be really confident in the contents of my hand. But yeah, you're with playing such low drops, you constantly have, like, almost constantly have a full hand of cards. So if your opponent's not forcing you to do anything, you're stuck with 7 cards by the end of your turn, and you're most likely either gonna have to play a forward you really don't want to. When I'm not really sure when you wouldn't want to play a forward, or play a backup, or just dump cards out of your hand. In that case, I guess I didn't have a backup to play, and I just had to drop 2 cards out of my hand. For some reason, I decided to drop 2 Yangs when I have a Yang on the field, and I could have just used his special to deal damage, but hey, I guess I must be super confident in the contents of my hand, like I said. But Negative decides to tap 3, discard 1 to play a Steiner, and he searches out a Garnet, which is an interesting choice. In this situation, since I can't play Garnet, I would have gotten Zidane, which I see in his deck. He just saw it in his deck, so there is a Zidane. So unless he has it in his hand, definitely would have got a Zidane. Now, mind you, yes, this is me playing in the game, but I don't remember what this was a couple days ago. And dude, I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. Like, I have a terrible memory, so I don't know how the battle goes. I don't even know who won. I don't remember, truth be told. So so what you guys are seeing is pretty much what I'm seeing. Like, it's all new to me. We're both just a surprise. And yes, okay, so he does have the Zidane, and he goes for the untap. Which is smart, dude. Like, I feel like not a lot of people, well, you know, I can't speak for the general masses. I personally don't utilize his untapped characters. It's not even just backups or forwards, it's all characters. I don't utilize that ability enough. I feel like I always like either draw or discard. I'm one or the other. I almost never use the activate ability, which he's showing me that it is a very pro play, because he was able to stabilize. Now he has 3 backups on the board, 3 forwards, he's up on me right now, honestly. So he's doing well. Steiner, Zidane, Garnett. The 9 engine is a very strong combo. Very strong. Super good. And he passes, but it looks like I have something to activate. Oh, that's this, look, so okay, this deck, I believe I mentioned it earlier. This deck is called Dirt Cheap. Because you use a bunch of 2-drops and everything. It's an Earth Fire deck. But he was not in his build running Krill. Now this is my take on his build. I changed up a couple of things, but he was running Phoenix in either 2s or 3s. I don't remember. I think it was in 3s. But I definitely have 3 Phoenix and 3 Krill. I feel as though if you're gonna run Fire Earth with Phoenix, this combo is almost a must. Phoenix does 2,000 to the board. You bring out Krill. Use Krill special. Deal everything on your opponent's side of the board. 8 and under is dying. It's a 8,000 and under board wipe. The combo is sensational. And I feel like if you're running Fire Earth and utilizing Phoenix, throw some Krill in. If you're not running Krill, you're crazy. That's just how I feel. But so he responds with a Leviathan, sending back my Yang because he is at 4 points of damage. So he was trying to basically survive one more turn. And it looks like I'm tapping 2. Discarded 1 and playing. We'll put the Yang back on the okay, we decided not to put the Yang back on the board. Swing first, because that would probably be the right play, is to swing first. We discard 2. Okay, we're determined to get that Yang on the board. Okay, Yang is back. We swing with the Krill. Hits a Moogle. He'll see if he can run into anything. It looks like we're discussing something. Oh, okay. Ursula and the Belias. Yes, Belias. That's it. And here we are for game 2. Game 1 ended with the Belias play. Now I'm so pumped about that because Belias is like the reason why I want to run Fire. Like I was so ready to just run anything that had to do with Fire because of Belias. I think that card is super good. A 2-drop that gives 1,000, and it looks, oh yeah, I remember this. So he played Summoner, but I think he thought that Summoner needed to go to the Graveverse. He didn't realize that when you play Summoner, you can immediately get it from the break zone, which was pretty funny. But yeah, Belias is just a phenomenal Fire's, in my opinion, Fire's best summon. So when I saw the list for Dirt Cheap, it was Fire Earth. I was my primary deck, the color that I use, and with Fire I was able to run Belias. I was like, yes, sign me up automatically. But glad I got to utilize Belias for the win. That was awesome. And so I start off with, this is how I normally start off, with a nice 2-drop. Oh, now negative, he's curving out great. Well, we're doing good right now. Negative's curving out great with the Steiner into the Zidane, which I personally would have got Ico, but he could possibly have it in hand. You don't know. Whatever. Zidane's a great play too, because you get two forwards on the board, turn 2, which you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, it's 2 forwards on the board, turn 2. Can't go wrong with that. I'm probably gonna eat two points of damage next turn, but let's see how it goes. Excuse me while I hydrate. Pinky's out. Oh wow, I dump a Rabon and a Carbuncle to play Kefka. Interesting. So yes, I'm definitely gonna eat these 2 points of damage. Oh, he already had Ico in hand. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. But I drop a Rabon, which is very interesting. Normally, I don't drop a Rabon unless I have another Rabon in hand. That's the only time I would drop a Rabon. I'm giving away some player secret right now. Only time I drop a Rabon if I have another one in hand. So Hopefully I have one in hand, because then again, you know, I don't want to waste a Robon on nothing. So playing Kefka over Robon would be the right choice in that decision, but having that, I didn't curve out well. You can tell my hand probably wasn't the greatest, but I didn't mull. So we'll see how it goes. We definitely ate these 2 points of damage, and it was that the same 2 Yang from earlier? No, that's the foil one. I remember that I dumped the Yang from the last. But yeah, so we're not looking good right now. He's got 2 backups, 2 forwards. I've got a Kefka though, so I've got an active Kefka. That, am I gonna tap it? Yeah, decided to tap it. But Kefka does turn some of my little 2-drops into some powerful beasts. So, I mean, granted I do die, but hey, so do you, right? I guess that's the point of Kefka, if you're not running Gobez at least. 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh. Okay, so we decide to play another backup. We're taking another 2 points of damage. I mean, to be fair, last game I did come back from down from 4, but excuse me. Oh, nice, into a Black Waltz. This is why I like that card. This is why I like Black Waltz as a 2 of. That's a card that I fear running into. So I knew when I built my fire deck, well, the fire side of the deck, I was gonna run cards that I feared running into, and that was definitely gonna be Black Waltz. The original builder of the deck was not running Black Waltz, which, you know, I don't blame him, because sometimes it can really suck if you have one on the field, or if you have one in hand and they have like 2 cards in their hand. Sometimes the fact that the card relies on what your opponent does and how much your opponent has in hand kind of sucks. But, you know, at the same time, that does not say that the card is bad. I think the card is like, I think it's fair. I think it's a good card. It's all right. At first I didn't even like Vivi, but now I really like that card. So, you know, your mind change as time goes on, as you play with certain cards, as you play against certain cards. Yeah, but so Negative plays a Garnet, which he's probably gonna play Fairy. That would be the right play here. Play Fairy, untap the Steiner. Oh, it looks like he has no target. Oh, that sucks. Always check Grave before you summon your guard. Before you do anything, honestly. Always check your break zone. Sorry for calling it Grave. I got into TCGs playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, so a lot of what I say, a lot of my lingo comes from that, my years as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. But yeah, that sucks. He did not check his break zone. But, you know, oh, now he checks it. that's pretty funny. I mean, I've done it before too, so, you know, I can't say much about it. I tapped 3 to play. Any 5-drops in this deck? No, there's no 5-drops. Looks like I'm thinking, contemplating. 5. Oh, for the Shantado. Wow, I must really have nothing. I have nothing. we had to Shantado the board. It's not looking good for the kid on this one. I'm really thinking, like, is there a 5-drop in this deck? Nope, completely forgot about Shantado. And oh, okay, so Negative, he gets his mana up, he mana ramps a little. Looks like he doesn't have any forwards to play either, so that Shantado really didn't hurt us all too bad. And it looks like we still got a good amount of cards in hand, and he's only got 2 in hand, so we're doing all right. Yang into Ursula, which is that's the heart of the deck right there. That's the power play of the deck. Yang Ursula. And the original build, it only ran 2 of the big Yang and 3 of the small Yang, but in my version I run 3 of each. But let's see what how Negative decides to retaliate on my power play here. My tempo power play. 5 drops an Amaranth. Okay. Oh, we're both 10s. We're all 10s. But I got that I got that Kefka back there, so if I wanted to I could, you know, but no, I'm not gonna do that because I have no damage on him. He's got 3 on me, so it's not looking the greatest. I mean, it's not looking bad, but like I'm in no position to start knocking off my own creatures. Ooh, for the Robon. Nice. And he activates Summoner. For the Belias. Not Belias? Okay, yeah, for the Belias. And I respond with my own Belias. Belias on Belias. Crime just went down. Yeah, dude, I love Belias, man. So happy to play fire. And he activate. Oh, okay, so he activates Amaranth's ability because with Belias he gave it haste. Okay, fair play, fair play. And Ursula runs into a Leviathan just when I thought things were getting good. Just when I thought I stabilized and was on my comeback. Summoner is a very undervalued and slept on card, and it looks like Negative is finding its value and using it to its full potential, and he summons another Amaranth. I guess the only plus side out of this is now I got 5 backups, and one of them is it's a multi-usage, I guess I should say. It uses 5 it has 5 different colors, and it got the Shintado. So oh yeah, because everything else is Earth, and I'm using a dual color deck. I'm not sure what I was thinking there, but and this is when the 2-drop 2-drop aspect of the deck comes in. I'm able to just play 2 and still have 5 cards in hand. 2 forwards on board, 5 in hand. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And I trade with the Amaranth with Warrior of Light, so can't go wrong with that. And oh, Negative decides to give Farian haste, which he can possibly give him for any of those effects. So we don't want no problems with that. Puts us at 4 points of damage. He's got some. I mean, I've got the backups, but he's got some strong creatures on the board. Some very strong creatures on the board. So now we're just stressing out. We're thinking like, what are we gonna do right now? His Amaranth is hot. It's live. His ability is live. So whenever he wants, he can just crack off one of my creatures. Actually, if he wanted to, he can crack the Therian to crack off my my Warrior of Light. Oh, and I play Mystic as a 1-of in this deck, actually, because I came to a point, I was running into a problem where I would have like all these backups in my hand, because it plays like, I think I play, like I told you guys, I play like 18 to 20 backups, and I would have these backups in my hand, can't play them. So I wanted a way to get rid of my backups, and I didn't really want to use Delita, just because it was one-time thing, one and done. Although he does become strong, it just wasn't always the best optimal choice, and it didn't fit into that, you know, the low cost thing, even though it's a 3-drop. Tried to keep it 2-drop. So I think he gave it first strike. Yeah, so I played Mystic. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. But it looks like he gave it first strike, and it looks like I drop another Belias. I think I'm dropping a Belias. Dropping a Belias. I love that card, dude. I love that card. I wish fire was like my primary color. My primary colors are earth, water. But Belias is just so sick, and I'm so pumped to be able to play this card. Looks like we are chit-chatting about something, and he lets it resolve. Okay, so he lets the Belias resolve. We cancel out, kill each other. Cool. And he taps 2, plays his own Warrior of Light, which does nothing to this deck because it's all 2-drops, aside from Yang. But also the original builder used Ingus to drop a standard unit, but I didn't necessarily see the need for that. I omitted the Ingus, decided not to use it. And so my Mystic is a 4K because of Enna dumped a Robon to boost him by 3 for 7, and to play Black Waltz to get rid of his Warrior of Light. And he in turn, okay, cool. He in turn decides to get rid of Scar. Oh, which, yeah, lowered the amount of cards in his hand. So now I'm just looking like, dang. Oh, okay. So he decides to put the Mystic Knight back in my hand, not the Scar. But still, his Warrior Light lives. Amaranth's alive. And we tap 2 to play. Looks like I tapped the Tado, so I might want to put a fire down. I think that's the play here. Oh, then again, Kefka is live, so might have just wanted to keep, yeah. So I think I believe, looks like I just wanted to keep the Kefka alive, just in case he tried to get silly. But I mean, hey, we got a 7k Scar right now, so you can't go wrong with a 7k Scar. That means his Warrior of Light can't attack, and with the threat of Mystic being able to become really strong, yeah, he just decides to pass. And let's see here. What is my like I said earlier, guys, oh, swing with the Mystic. The ballsy swing with the 4k Mystic. And he block. Does he block? He blocks with the Warrior of Light. And I crack off the Black Waltz. I probably should have cracked off Monk, to be honest, just because the Black Waltz was my only fire. And he decides to use Amaranth's ability to deal 5k. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that because, oh, you know what? I think it was a misplay on his behalf, just because he thought that he blocked with it, and you know, like he dealt damage to it as well. I think he tried to kill it for the double whammy. So I think that was a misplay on his behalf. But you know, you live and you learn. Things happen. I'm certainly not mad at it because now I was able to swing for my second point of damage. Yay! We're trying to fight to come back here. But we tap 2 to play the Vivi. Discard 1 to play Selfie. Okay, so he must have had too many cards in hand. That's 3 I got rid of from hand though, so I must have 4 cards left in my hand. But okay, so now we got 3, albeit they're little 2-drops. They are little 2-drops, but we have 5 backups and 3 forwards, so we're not in the worst, not the worst predicament. And he swings with his Amaranth, which I decide to take, puts me at 5 points of damage. And he summons his Warrior of Light. And passes turn. Okay, so let's see what we do in this situation. We're down by 3 rewards, prizes, damages, whatever you guys want to call it. We're just fighting for the comeback at this point. And swing with the ballsy Mystic, and we use Selfie's ability, turn the Mystic into 6k, because he blocks with the Warrior of Light. And does he have a response? Looks like Negative is doing some thinking here. Oh, it looks like I cracked off a Monk for Mystic's ability. Did I do that without him doing anything? I wonder why. He was gonna activate something, but it looks like he changed his mind. He loses the Warrior of Light, and I get to swing through with my Scar and Vivi. Look at Vivi putting in little work. Look at Vivi swinging in for an attack. And I decided to summon Ursula because, you know, why not have another forward on board? And he decides to put Ursula back in my hand because, you know, why have another forward on board? And I decide, you know what, I'm going to play that Ursula, so why not have an Ursula on board? But yeah, now we got 4 forwards and he's only got the 1. They're weenie, they're small, but hey, look, I can crack off the VV and he plays VV. That hurts. I can crack off the to kill my Ursula. I could, you know, activate Kefka to keep the Ursula on board. Ursula's a 7k. No, I don't think 4 plus 5 is what, 9? Yeah, I can. Well, I decided to let the Ursula die. Oh, I should have used Kefka to keep the Ursula alive. At least as a blocker, because it was gonna die anyways. And instead, I take a point of damage. Oh no. Oh, looks like this is the end. Oh, Phoenix. Phoenix saves lives. Yeah, Vivi only has 4,000 attack. So we Phoenix the Krill. Phoenix the Krill. No response. Vivi dead. How many? He has 4 rewards. If I can swing through it, he's tapped out completely as well. This might be the game. Phoenix saves lives. 5, 6. He gets the Steiner ability, but it doesn't matter because Krill is gonna swing in, or Vivi swings in for the damage, and that's it. Phoenix saves lives, dude.